I hate this career that I've chosen. I hate the studies. So let us talk about that media. What? Come here. Let us talk about that media slump. You probably just came back from vacation and they've thrown 5 million projects at you and you're just so overwhelmed. And now the reality has set in that you've got 10 projects due in the next month and you just want to pull your hair out. Oh, come here. Let me give you a hug. Unfortunately, that is the reality of the second semester of any year. Because obviously you've got fewer months and usually you've got more modules in your second semester because you must complete your semester modules, but you must also complete your yearly modules. And the problem with second semester is obviously everything has to get finished. It's not like you can push it off to the next semester, and especially if you're in your last year. Everything has to get finished this semester. Your clinical hours, your projects, everything has to be submitted because you need to graduate. And unfortunately, second semester will always be the most overwhelming semester out of all of them. Trust me, I felt it and I've witnessed it with my husband who's currently finishing his last year. And he just feels like he's just ready to pull his hair out. And you're not alone. So I'm just here to give you some tips of the things that I did when I was in my final year of how to combat this last semester syndrome so that you can still stay strong and finish the year. And to my final year nursing students, it is literally the home stretch, and I know it will feel like you're literally crawling to the finish line, but you have to stay strong and you have to finish. And I promise I'm not coming to tell you this to depress you or anything, but I'm just coming to tell you the reality of your final semester. And if we are both aware of what's happening, I can better help you on how to make sure that the second semester goes much better and a little bit smoothly for you. So without wasting much time, let us get into the tips and tricks that you can use to make your semester way better than you were expecting. First and foremost, organization has to be your friend. You need to know which project is due when, how many weeks you have to prepare, what is expected of you for that project, etc. If you do not know what is happening, things are going to fall through the crack, and also you're going to miss assignments or you're going to miss deadlines because you don't know what is happening. That is why the first week of orientation, after you come back from vacation, they spend that whole week telling you guys, this is the projects that you have due, this is the amount of clinical hours that you need to complete by the semester, this is when this project is due, etc. That week is done strategically. As a result, use the week. Like, don't waste the week. Take your time, sit down and say, okay, this is my module, this is the course descriptor. Okay, these are the topics that we're going to be covering every single week. This is the project that is going to be due. This is the assignment, this is the test. So that means if you've got a test in week 3, that means in week 1, you need to be setting up your study schedule of saying, okay, in week 1, I need to have covered these topics. In week 2, I'm revising the topics that I've done before and I'm doing the next topics. It helps you to be able to plan your study schedule. If you guys want me to show you how to do a study schedule properly, just comment down below and let me know. I can always do a video on that. But if you get yourself organized, you use a calendar, when you know your dates, you'll be able to plan your life more accordingly, because also you need to put into consideration the clinical hours that you also have to cover. Second thing is you're going to have to work smarter and not harder. You're going to have to find shortcuts that are effective and that still get the job done. First off, you've got artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, etc. If you've got articles that you need to read, pages that you need to summarize, or even to create your study schedule, ChatGPT can help you to do all those tasks very quickly and very simply, reducing the amount of time that you have to read certain things. Other thing is you can use study groups. If you can find a group of people that work in a similar way to you, it's the best way to do it. You guys can say, okay, you have a test that is coming up in 3 weeks. This test is going to be covering these topics. Then you say between the 3 friends or the 4 friends that we are, you are going to do notes and prepare questions for topic 1. This one will do topic 2. This one will do topic 3. That means you as one person will only be doing notes and questions for one topic, and the others would do the other stuff. Then you guys just share those notes, meaning that you have cut down the time and you're now just focusing on studying the notes and doing the questions. Also, doing past papers, when you press for time, the easiest way to know what you need to focus on is doing a past paper, because the past paper will tell you sort of how the general questions are set up. It will also tell you which questions are the most important. Like if you can find question papers for the past 4 years and how they are structured, you can see which topics are the most similar, and then you can study that way. But you have to find shortcuts that are going to work effectively so that you are saving time. Number 3, please do not skip clinicals. I know most students would try to make themselves feel better, like I think I'm going to miss clinicals. I can make up for it during my vacation or during my weekend, so that I use the day that I was supposed to be in clinicals to be at home to study. You're not going to have weekends to make up the clinical hours that you're missing, because those same weekends you're going to be expected to be in clinicals. Especially in the last semester, they have to make sure that all your clinical hours are done. As a result, most of your weekends and most of your vacations are going to be dedicated to doing clinical items. If you go to clinicals, you can use the nurses in the hospital to do your project. If you have an assignment that has to do with something about management or something that is done in the hospital, who's the best person to ask? The people in the clinical setup. And also, you learn best when you're in clinical setups than when you're in class, or even when you're at home taking that study day. You'll be able to learn a lot more things in practice than if you try to do it on your own at home. So please do not miss clinical hours. We had way too many students miss their graduation as a result of this. I will catch up later on, or let me take a study day. But most cases, no one really used the full day to study. Maybe some did, some didn't. But just don't sacrifice your clinical days to try and study. The 4th thing, in conjunction to you not missing clinicals, rather focus on doing small, consistent study sessions than trying to save the semester with 3 weeks left. Just rather dedicate at least 2 to 3 hours every single day to use studying what was spoken about in lecture or even in your clinicals on that day, so that you know as this topic is being done, you're also revising on it. If you do this consistently, it will work out more beneficial for you in the long run than trying to do everything all at once at the end of the semester. One, nothing is going to get in if you try to do it all at the end of the semester, because you're overwhelmed. You are now nervous that you've spent so much time not studying, and now you've got pretty much 6 months worth of work that you're trying to do at the end of the semester. So that is why it's important that you do your organization at the beginning of the semester. Then you can set up your time and say, okay, 2 to 3 hours every single day, I'm doing my study. By the end of the week, you would have done all the week's study, and you're studying each week afresh, and you're keeping up with the lectures. And I know it's a lot of reading. That's why you use the tech that you've been given to cut down some of the time, and you can focus on having effective study sessions. But do not try to save the semester with 3 weeks left. Trust me, it is not worth it. The 5th thing is you need rest, or you're going to burn out. I know the temptation is going to be keep grinding. But if you keep grinding and you're not resting, you're going to feel overwhelmed and you're going to burn out. And when you burn out, either you're going to end up in the hospital. Trust me, so many students in my final year ended up in hospital because they were not resting. At least dedicate one day during the week that you know that you're going to be resting. For me, Saturdays, because it's my holy day, I never did any work on Saturday, and trust me, I did just fine, graduated cum laude, and I was always on top of things. So if you organize your life properly, you'll be able to accomplish everything that you need during the week, so that at least once during the weekend you're able to just take time to rest, because also you need to be a functional human. If you've got kids, if you've got a partner, if you've got parents, you need to spend time with them even though you're starting to get your degree, because in most cases you're going to be sacrificing all that time for your studies. But it's important that you are resting either once a week or once every month. You need to be taking a full day where you don't think about school, you don't think about nothing, and you just rest. Rest is as important as being consistent with your studies. And the last thing is just public service announcements. Guys, please stay away from your creative substances. Final year was our psych year, and in that year we were working in psychiatric, obviously, and you have no idea how many students we saw admitted because either they were burned out from work or as a result of taking these creative substances to boost their studying, to assist with their studying. I know it can be very tempting, and I'm sure you guys have heard that if you take a certain substance, it improves your brain function, etc. The amount of people that end up hospitalized as a result of this is just not worth it. Focus on you getting enough sleep, getting movement, and having breaks in between your study sessions, and you'll be fine. You won't need any stimulants or any creative substances. It's just not worth it. From your healthcare worker to a future healthcare worker, just don't do it. It's not worth it. I promise you'll be fine if you take your naps, you do your Pomodoro method of studying for 25 minutes, 5-minute break, or if you study for 45 minutes, take a 15-minute break. If you time it like that, you'll be fine. If you need assistance, coffee 1 to 2 cups a day, you'll be fine. But your creative substances, they are just not worth it. And the last thing is obviously remember why you started. You're going to get to a point where you're going to be fed up with your course. You're going to be fed up with university. Be like, why am I doing this? Why am I suffering like this? Why did I choose to do this by myself? Or why did I choose to do this to myself? I know you will get to that point. We all get to that point where you're just like, I hate this career that I've chosen. I hate the studies. It does come to that point. But when it does come to that point, I just want you to remember why you started. Also think about where you're going. So you started because you have a desire to be able to help others. You have a desire to be a professional nurse, to be doing amazing things with your career. And I promise the finish line is just down the road, and you just have to dig deep and just continue doing the work that you have to do. But it's okay if you need to take a rest, take a rest. But the tough times will come. Just know the reason why you started. So if right now the video that I just made, it does not make sense to you, just like, girl, why? It's fine. You can just like the video and you move on. But there is going to come a time during the second semester where you're just going to feel like your heart is about to just burst and your brain is just about to fly out of your head because the pressure is so much. Then you're more than welcome to come back to this video and just take this video to just reset, and this is your 15 minutes break if you need. And when that point eventually comes, you can just come back to this video and just say, Silly, you were right. I've come to that point. I am so tired and just needed these 15 minutes of just hearing you telling me that, you know what, it's okay. These tough moments do come, but I promise they do pass. You are doing great. You are doing awesome. Don't stress about it. You will do just fine. And if you need some motivation to keep you going, you can check out here my graduation vlog. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. But until next week, Friday, 12 p.m. South African time, have an awesome one. Bye, guys.